What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about partnerships. And I know this topic has been beaten down quite heavily, but there was one thing I recently read that made me have a little bit more of an epiphany. So I just want to share that with you. But before I get into any of that, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. But with that, let's get right to it. So I got the live ticker going at the very bottom of the screen. I'm not necessarily going to touch on the market or the price today, just going to be purely talking about the partnership. So there was this that was posted on Reddit, talks on basically that interview that was done several months ago, where Peter did allude to a $50,000 vehicle by mid-decade. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Even technically at the time, I did do a video where I highlighted basically what that meant for us as investors and long-term health of Lucid and things like that. But still, this was done several months ago, but at the end of the day, this just made me have an epiphany now, because when it came down to 50,000, that was significantly higher than what was previously quoted. So I think a lot of people thought of it as basically Lucid doing it itself. So I just want to share a couple of things with you though. So this was posted in April, where ultimately it did say that Lucid is going to be doing a $25,000 vehicle and gave several different options. One of which is potentially without a partnership, they can do it in roughly about 9 years. With a partnership, they can do it roughly in about 4 years. So that was basically ingrained in a lot of our heads. And several months after this was done, Peter did have an interview where he said within 4 years they can do a $25,000 vehicle. I remember doing a video because this hands down was a very big deal, because keep in mind, like I just said, several months prior he did say that within 4 years with a partnership they can do a $25,000 vehicle, and then he goes to say 4 years, $25,000 vehicle. Once again, clearly there was something alluding to a partnership, which in the end though, it might not necessarily even be Apple. I think a lot of investors really want the partnership, Lucid Apple partnership, to kind of go down. But in the end though, I think Lucid could partnership with one of many companies, all of which will be very beneficial for Lucid. And when it comes down to Peter himself though, he's been asked several different times about a partnership. And based on this, if rumors or unusual market activity indicate that information on impending developments has leaked out, a frank and explicit announcement is clearly required. If rumors are in fact false or inaccurate, they should be promptly denied or clarified. So he has never actually denied a Apple Lucid partnership. So that's a very big deal, especially considering that is also one of the attributing factors that's fueling a lot of kind of desire and deep down rumors potentially at this stage about a partnership. And also to add to the allure of all this, we got Apple. So I'm going to just talk on this quickly. So Apple is set to actually say who they're partnering with in 2022. So this is going to be a big deal, especially within the next 5 months. We should have a little bit more clarity on this. But in the end though, Apple really wants a high quality vehicle with high autonomous driving, and Lucid does have that, especially with their recent NVIDIA partnership. So that's a very big win-win if you ask me. And more so as well, Apple did say 2025, and you get what I'm kind of alluding to. Everything seems to be coming 2025 by mid-decade. And so yes, with all that information, it is very good. But when I read this post, like I said, $50,000 vehicle is significantly higher than 25. So I think a lot of people were assuming, okay, 50,000, Lucid can do that itself. But there was this kind of comment here, possibly alluding to $50,000 vehicle may allude to a partnership, because keep in mind, obviously, commodity prices have gone up, inflation, everything like that. So 25 possibly could equate to 50 in the end. But still, it goes back to this whole kind of debacle about having a potential lower price vehicle in 4 years with a partnership. Did allude to that and kind of reiterated that several months later. And now potentially, even in this interview that he did have, said that they're going to be doing a lower price vehicle, $50,000 vehicle by mid-decade. So I think this is where a lot of people, and especially if you read that with all of this information that I just shared with you, it makes you really know and kind of question, is something big coming in the coming months? Whether it be in the Q2 earnings, who's going to announce it first? Is it going to be the third party or the other kind of partnering company, or is it going to be Lucid during the earnings? I think a lot of investors really want a partnership, because I think hands down this is going to be very beneficial. And I think deep down a lot of investors really want this to go through with an Apple partnership, because Apple is the big dog in town. So imagine us having a Apple partnership and also having the PIF kind of as a big brother behind us. We are literally going to be a unstoppable force, hands down. So that's my own 2 cents, and definitely that combination of those those three is going to be the perfect recipe to take down Tesla. And I know technically I've already done a video on hypothetically competition. Some people say that, you know what, Tesla's not a competition to Lucid. I completely disagree. I think there is a lot of companies out there that all have a very similar product that technically a lot of consumers have the option to choose. As soon as you have options, you have competition. So that's my own 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts on this as well. If I blew your mind or if this maybe you already was under the assumption for, let me know your thoughts on all that in the comments below. Or maybe it was just me that kind of read 50,000 and thought that was outside the realm of basically the lower price vehicle that they were trying to attain. But still, it was one of those interesting things that just came out. And without this comment by No Mind Body, I probably wouldn't have pieced it all together, similar to like this fashion. So let me know your thoughts on all that in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.